What is up, everyone? This is Soul, and guess what? Shocker, the Legacy of Arathor patch 11.1.7 is going to arrive at June 17th, 5 days after my birthday, by the way. Please like the video, subscribe for more stuff. This is going to be the typical blog read where we're going to take a look at stuff and react and see if there happens to be anything new, provide some commentary, and so on and so forth. So let's have at it. We start with a snazzy picture. Ooh. Take your adventures further in the Legacy of Arathor beginning June 17th, or the week out. You'll amp up the challenge in Overcharged delves, go Lorewalking with Lorewalker Cho, get a helping hand with the new combat assistant and single button assistance, and more. All right, so we got snazzy picture. We have all the highlights that were just talked about, Turbulent, timeways, the delve stuff, the treasure. Actually, there's more stuff. The treasure event, combat assistant, and then Lorewalker Cho stuff. Okay, so this patch is going to be, quote, packed. Unless you don't care about this sort of stuff, then this patch is literally zero content. But let's read on. So we have new campaign, story stuff that'll get us hopefully on the way to patch 7.2 and the conclusion of the War Within storyline. While attentions have been focused on Kazalgar, a new storm is brewing in the Arathi Highlands. Tensions are rising between the Horde and Alliance. Join Farron, Daneth, and Agera as they attempt to quell the rising height of hostility between the two factions in a new multi-quest campaign, which is probably going to spread over the course of weeks. You'll get to experience this new 2-chapter storyline with branching viewpoints for each faction as you play through. Players will receive a few new rewards for their efforts, including tabards and shoulder transmog inspired by Farron's own pauldrons. And then there's like this whole audio. It's actually a very good audio. I recommend giving it a listen so that way you get a heads up as to what's been going on that I wish we kind of at least experienced and played through beforehand before we get into this campaign. But it looks like it's going to be a quick 2-week thing to kind of take up our time on top of Dastardly Duos and whatever other seasonal stuff that we're going to be doing, including, of course, what's going on in this patch. Go Lorewalking with Lorewalker Cho. Players level 10 and above can speak with Lorewalker Cho in Stormwind, Orgrimmar, or Dornogal for a renewed questing experience. You'll step into some iconic lore moments in Azeroth with both previous quests and a few new ones. There are 3 available repeatable quest chains. Xalatat the Harbinger was once known as the Blade of the Black Empire. Her history is a well-kept secret, but her words and deeds have affected so many that she's impossible to ignore or defeat. Her story must be told. The Ethereals, mysterious and elusive, the Ethereals that have traveled our world speak little of their history, yet there is much to be learned from the few new things they do choose to share. And the Lich King, Arthas Menethil. It is said that when he was born, the very forest of Lordaeron whispered his name, but did the forest of his youth know what he would eventually grow to become? And according to some data mining, there was another quest line that was available. We don't know if it's going to be available right away or if it's going to be part of what maybe leads into actual 7.2 content. Who knows? But it has something to do with like Sunwell stuff, but a lot to look forward to there. While Lorewalking, you won't be able to undertake any other quests, but you'll be able to exit anytime you'd like and return to Lorewalker Cho when you're ready to continue. So for those who aren't familiar with what's going on here and the initial announcement of this whole Lorewalking thing, it looks like this is going to be maybe one of many steps that's going to go towards like this really big leveling revamp that's going to happen in the world of Warcraft, where maybe we won't be going through like certain zones or they're trying to go through like the whole leveling experience of a zone. Maybe instead we'll experience like these kinds of vignettes, these different storylines. And we're starting with this around here. Maybe we'll have other like big chapter storylines that are going to cover existing zone content, but they're just going to be compressed into like this more meaty, more bite-sized, or I guess kind of an on-rails experience. As for my reactions to that, I don't know. I'm just kind of like pulling stuff out of my butt, guesswork. Not quite sure what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to how people are going to react to these, because these were actually fun. I thought these were like really cool experiences, and I would like to see more. Moving on to Overcharged delves. Things are about to become even more dangerous than delves for you and your bestie Bran. We're introducing a new delve-specific affix to 6 delves to push you to new feats of heroism or to earn more shiny loot. So let's see, what do we got? We got Fungal Folly, that's the best one. Creep Goals is okay. Nightfall is okay. Skittering is, I forgot it. Spiral, okay, so none of the underground ones. I'm sorry, none of the underwater ones, but we at least have one super easy one with the bombs and everything, and then Side Street, which I personally love, but some people absolutely hate, but I totally love. You'll engage with rare new enemies, more traps, and unlock traits in a new trait tree specific to Overcharged Delves. Selecting the right traits can turn the tides of traps by making them more beneficial rather than a detriment to your progress. This kind of sort of has a horrific vision sort of vibe, but with a twist. I mean, never mind the timer. I know that's a big no-no for some folks, but at least the vibe of what we're getting here with these Overcharged Delves is that they are going to be harder. You can do them on whatever tier you like. So you can do like a tier 5 Overcharged Delve, you know, whatever you want. But when you dive in, there's certain like traps, again, these affixes that you can, as you power up this tree, you can turn those affixes into benefits for you. So you can, instead of it feeling harder, it's going to be more like this big Dynasty Warriors romp where you're just blasting through everything. And on top of that, you get a MacGuffin, this kind of snazzy belt that is going to hopefully extend. I'm sorry, it's going to be a bit more useful into season 3 of the expansion. So here's the quick description of the new rewards. A Titan Disc belt. You unlock this belt at the start of the event and you upgrade it through a weekly quest. There's a mount, and then I guess you're going to get some new gear and delve currency, or at least more of the existing currency. One of the more controversial things that have been talked about is the combat assistant and the single button assistant. A lot of this has been talked about already. I'm just going to kind of gloss through it. What the one button thing is it's basically that we'll be able to effectively play basic content with one button. And by that, I'm talking about, you know, some delves will be able to definitely do outdoor content, leveling, that sort of thing as we go. It starts right at, you know, it starts at low level, and it will grow with your character. As for endgame, we'll see how far it goes. We'll see if people are managed to play with this late in this season and manage to do like meme raids. I know I'm going to be doing like an all paladin raid. I'm going to do a 0 healer and a, you know, and bring like nothing but healing rings and healing belts if I can get people to respec their belt from the Overcharged Delves, because that's going to be kind of a thing too. And we might have something where we would have everyone do nothing but one button. And we'll see if we can get away with that. That might be a little bit deceptive, because when you consider that we're at the end of this particular season, it's not going to like work out really, really great. We have lots of gear now, but yeah, hey, we'll see how it goes with the new season. And then finally, we slip into the Turbulent Timeways with the Battle for Azeroth. Beginning the week of June 17th, we're refreshing Turbulent Timeways with the addition of BFA in the rotation. This event will span 6 weeks, beginning and ending with BFA. So none of these things matter except for the first week and the last week. And the big thing that I want to highlight for everyone, if nothing else, I'll make sure I put this thing on screen, is that the Time Walking vendor will include a trench coat kind of outfit. And if you care for nothing else that's coming in this patch, pick that thing up as soon as Turbulent Timeways begin, which is going to be the week of the patch. So super exciting stuff. There's going to be new dungeons that are coming with this rotation. Ataldazar, Freehold, King's Rest, Shrine of the Storm, Temple of Sethless. Oh no, I think I've only done that thing like maybe once ever. And Wakerest Manor. And then the new vendor is going to be at the harbor over at Borealis and Dazara Lore. So that's where we'll know where to go in just a few short weeks. There's also, because this is the whole Turbulent Timeways thing, if you show up a bunch of times and do, I believe, 5 weeks worth of time walking, you'll get this mount right over here. Very cool. We're still not done. The Greedy Emissary returns the week of July 1st. So I guess like 2 or 3 weeks after the patch, we're going to get a new event where we just kind of show up around the capitals. Actually, let me just go ahead and read this thing real quick. During the event, you'll be able to encounter even more of these deviously greedy emissaries in Stormwind, Orgrimmar, Dornogal, and Undermine for new rewards, including a mount. You're not going to want to miss some truly iconic rewards, including recolors of the classic tier 2 armor sets for your characters. The gist of it is a mob's going to show up. We're going to farm the heck out of it. There's also going to be currencies that we'll get from that mob, as well as other weekly content. And from that, we'll be able to use that and buy appearances like this right here. Nice and easy. And you can buy these right here. basically recolors of the anniversary sets that have come out. And from the looks of it, there's going to be even more recolors that'll come out over time. This is just another one that is being revealed to us with this event. That'll hopefully be kind of a recurring thing, because I would hate for people to miss out on this, and who knows when it would be coming back. Alongside this event, we're also providing a collector's bounty buff, which will aid players in the hunt for legacy loot by increasing drops in legacy content throughout Azeroth. We'll share more details when we're closer to its release. So they're a little bit coy about it, but from reports that I've seen so far, it looks like you'll be able to get like at least like one additional piece of loot as you're defeating bosses, raid bosses, old dungeons, things like that, which is like kind of like an okay thing. I'd rather see something a bit more substantial, like, hey, let's make it so non-cosmetic items just stop dropping and make that a permanent thing, as opposed to just like this buff. That would be even bigger than what this buff would offer, even if it was like multiplied by 2 or 3 times, because how many people have received like nothing but trinkets, nothing but rings, or Legion relics? Oh boy. So that's going to be it of what's going on for this patch, along with whatever the heck else might be encrypted, because at least the storyline here, even though I said it earlier, I'm not so certain that it's going to be what leads us into, 7.2 season 3 and the conclusion of this expansion. It would be kind of weird if we totally deviate from like Xalatath, Void stuff, and we put so much focus into this particular storyline here. So there may be something encrypted that we just don't know about that'll be uncovered over the coming weeks as we get into this patch and we kind of wrapped up this season. So let me know what you think. Are you excited? Are you jazzed up? Do you just want the trench coat? Are you cool with that? Let me know in the comment below, and I'll see you guys for the next thing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.